Well, good evening. Welcome back to glorious Bhutan. It's been a wee while, but I was keen to get back into this. The Second World War has been and gone. The Soviets reigned supreme. So did the Allies, for that matter, because whilst Germany did get all uppity, them and the entire Axis did get smacked right down. Thanks, of course, to the glorious Union of the Red Dragons, who rolled in with their motorized divisions, crushing what little resistance lay after people bled for years in the Great War. So, going over what has happened, Republican Spain is still sitting there looking all pretty. The Allies are large and powerful, but they pale in comparison to the Comintern. The Comintern is enormous. It encapsulates half of the old world, probably about half of its population. It controls all of China, all of Russia, all of Germany, and all the bits in between. Even Turkey decided to lean towards the Comintern. So really, if things were to continue this way, it would be Comintern total victory if they ever wanted to turn against the Allies. But they don't count on the little being that could Union of Red Dragons. We are Bhutan. Well, we started as Bhutan, we only had these two provinces, and we've grown to be something to be feared. But when it came to the peace table, our rightful claims got taken away from us. We conquered Iran, we conquered Iraq, we conquered Northern Africa. We did not bleed and die so that the Libyan Socialist Republic could exist to serve Stalin. So, noticeably, I'm a little miffed about that. We're going to be having our revenge. Republican Italy exists, for what reason, perhaps I will never know. But when it comes to factions, most of the world is either Comintern or Allies. The few neutrals that remain, don't really know how much longer they're going to remain for. The New World is its own thing. It's all allied with the United States of America, so that's going to be tricky to deal with no matter how you cut it. So what are we going to do? Well, first things first, I am assembling all my units to get back home. The African divisions will hit up a harbour and sail back home. The harsh treatments, they are, well, hopefully through use of strategic redeployment, making their way back to Bhutan. That covers... yeah, everybody. You'll be the one that takes the longest, no doubt, so how long will you take? 37 days. Well, that's fine. I have 37 days to wait. How about you folks, the Remove Japan lot? I'm going to need you in position as well, but I think I will stick you over here, at least for now. And then, of course, there is the glorious, the few, the mechanized, the mechas as you will. Thanks to you, I was able to take Japan. I don't think I'll be holding on to Japan forever. Maybe I should leave some garrisoned here, but still, we'll get you over to Nagasaki port, and then I will sail you guys back home, because there's going to be a very important mission for you. Jake, is Germany a Russian puppet? Thankfully they're not. I made Socialist Republic of Germany exist through coup. They do, however, belong to the Comintern. They are a member, and they will probably be counted as a powerful member. One that would have to capitulate for the entire Comintern to crumble. Yeah, I'm thinking that far in advance already. Wilhelm Pleck, you're going to have to go down. Any plans for some coups in the New World? Not yet. I reckon America would get involved all the same. Thankfully we were doing alright on the manpower for once in our life, so I scaled us back to service by requirement instead of scraping the barrel. But yeah, we have tons of political power and it's growing nicely. None of you guys seem all that useful though. I don't build civvy factories, infrastructures, or refineries, so never mind any of this. National unity is of no use when I have one core state. Armor is useless to me. Ace generation is... yeah, well... you know what, why not? Chief of Air Force, Knight, Air Support. Well, I barely use planes, so never mind that. And then, yeah, this makes no odds to me anyway, since I don't even know how to build boats. We'll figure it out yet, though. When it comes to learning how to do stuff, well, we actually have 5 slots, like a civilized country, which is rather nice. And when it comes to national focuses, I don't think we really need any of these, but I might as well get my special forces done, right? I'll need it someday. So with that, we'll let time pass. No, we won't. I need to think a bit more than that. Soviet Union, you have to go down. I can't leave the faction just yet because I need to get my units back into position, but once my units are home, you better believe I'll be taking you down. Go figure, some of the ones that remain independent will now join factions. So there's a lot of units in the world. I'm not so sure how the game is going to cope with this. It might run a bit like a slideshow, it also might not. It's hard for me to tell. Finally have recons available for myself. I need to start thinking about what I wish to focus on when it comes to my research. There are many things I do want. What I need to work on are things that will reduce my need for men. Maybe. I finished all my doctrines, so that's wonderful. I don't have to think about that ever again. I may have to start building boats. Only takes me 28 days to figure that... Hold on, am I already researching submarines? Well, that'll be why then. I would like to research some half-decent submarines, though, so I'm not just going around with these pre-war things. Production cost isn't that much more. Only requires 100 serviceable manpower, and yeah, it just looks better. I'm going the submarine route as and where I can. Wouldn't be too bad to get some half-decent planes as well. Some heavy fighters would be nice, but I just don't have the production facilities to be doing that. We're working on nukes, we're working as hard as we can. Our industry is all looking... oh, it could be better. I want more output. I want more output anywhere I can. But there's one thing I want more than all that, and that is some motorized rocket artillery. Gives some fairly good soft attack, will complement our mechanized very well, so let's get on that. Finally, time for field hospitals, Jake. I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to think who deserves them the most. Okay, so I don't mind people joining the Allies. In fact, I rather like people joining the Allies. The Allies may be a good help against the Soviet Union. Part of me wants to take down what's left of you as well, but you wouldn't be easy to get to. I couldn't exactly launch a naval invasion of you. You have war goals against the United States. Well, that's just fine, but I need to get out of the Comintern. I will do so as soon as my units are away, or rather have gotten home, so you're the guy that I'm paying attention to for that. So give it a month and then we'll be done for that. Jake, paradrop on Tokyo. I would love to if I knew how to build paratroopers. I guess that's why we're focusing on special forces here. You only have 3 units anyway. Hey, you know what? I could build up a whole bunch of paratroopers and focus on that. Now, I need to also build up a much larger army. I think I might end up bringing in field hospitals for you so I get a bit of trickle back on it. So that our regular grunts don't all end up dying. Allows them to get entrenched and not die quite so much. Organization takes a bit of a hit, but I think we can stomach that. We'll save that for the Inf Arts. They're going to need some extra manpower for it, but so be it. What of you guys, because you're the best. You're the best of the best. The mechs. They already have engineers and maintenance and support, and recon would also help them quite a lot. Helps them move around faster as well. Yeah, I see no reason not to give them recon. Couldn't hurt. We'll just have that drink our manpower. I'm sure it will. And then once you guys are all in position, as I'm sure you will be, we'll get you back home. Jake, planes have a very low serviceable manpower. Combinations of planes can look to gain air superiority and bleed them dry through bombing. Wouldn't that be nice if that was possible, but, I mean, they have 4,900 planes. I have to accept the fact that I am not going to win in the sky. Right, what I should also accept is the fact that a lot of changes happened to our production facilities due to losing our, well, everything. We're no longer producing fighters, bombers, and a lot of our mechanized took a hit there. So what do I need? I need extra oil and extra rubber. I should see to that. Seems that I don't need as much steel as I'm taking in, so let's drop that by a couple. And then let's see what I do need. I need some oil. Big man USA would love to help us out, surely. I guess not. Well, Venezuela, you're helping us out. And what else is I needing? Rubber. A touch of rubber from, I don't know, the UK seems like a nice guy. I'll just grab one of that and we should be hunky-dory. Good, because I still need more mechanized. I'm glad I always keep plenty of motorized going. Jings, that really hurts on the support equipment. Am I producing enough of that? Well, the obvious answer is no. Seven a day, it'll take 100 days to make enough for what I'm trying to do. That's alright though, just to be expected. There's also the inf-artillery. I am going to need more of these, there's no question about it. What they lack are support equipment, that's to be expected. Well, at least we'll have some ready to rock and roll. No, I should think a bit about this. I want to train 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. That kind of works. Maybe. I guess not. Oh well. 12 we'll have to do then. Jake is Stalin's loyal dog. Not for much longer. The Comintern is going to have to fall. Now this could go horribly for me. If I leave the Comintern and the Allies decide that I have to go down, then that's bad news for me. And I don't think the Allies will allow me to join their faction, although if I could, that'll make things a bit nicer. It would be nice to have a bit of backup against the SU. Actually, as allies go, that's not too shabby. I'm glad they were able to bring Italy into all of this. You don't hear that said often, but Italy have very little. They were, after all, ravaged by the war. Looks like everyone is out of that mess. You guys are almost back to port where I need you. Sadly, you appear to be dying from lack of supplies. Well, go figure. But once you're out of there, I will ship you guys home. Jake, is Nationalist Spain still around? We have Republican Spain and Spanish Empire. Hilarious. But yes, looks like I just about have everybody. You guys are looking a little confused, probably because you fell out of exile. So just to remind you all, I want you back home, to the proper home. I'll figure out what to do with you yet. Alright, well that's a problem. Seems we have you who don't know what to do. You're meant to be part of that. I wonder if we have any other stragglers. Point is, all of you need to get over there. Use that if need be. Need to get you out of there so that Soviet Union is justifying against Lithuania. Lithuania is no faction. Interesting. Lithuania has done well out of all of this. Don't think they'll survive forever though. Come now, I know you're horribly out of supply, but that's just because you're exiled. Jake, don't forget to nuke those guilty of panzer metals. Don't let that piece of software ever get developed. Well, I already conquered a chunk of Japan, but you said it was the Americans that made it, right? That simply cannot stand. Alright, come on, I'm sick of having all my people dispersed like this. We need to get everyone back to Bhutan proper. So there we go. I just say, please sail towards Guangzhou. Probably take you a while to do that. Yeah, a couple of months, but that's okay. I can live with that. Seems we already have people sailing their way over. And you guys are out of there, so I think I can finally kick myself out of this faction. I'm done with you, Comintern. I'm gonna start my own faction. No, I think not. So, what can I do? Now, I doubt you're gonna let me just join your faction. No, because you hate me and we have different ideology. The opinion isn't actually the problem, it is the ideology, but I wonder if anybody would want to join my glorious faction. Lack of war and base reluctance seems to be hitting that, but is there anybody at all who would be interested in joining my faction? Yes, oddly enough, no. Well, maybe if I make a little puppet, they'll join my faction. We still have some exiled units, but that's fine. They will just get into position. You're all part of the Inth Art. Where did I tell you to go anyway? Over here? That's acceptable. Ah, that's also acceptable. And it's closer. So now that I'm not part of their faction, I can begin fabricating war goals against them. How long does it take? 125 days? That's 125 days that I can live with. But who do I fabricate them against? I don't know if I do it against the Soviet Union or if I do it against Mao here. Mao seems like a bit of an imposter, and I want to take over the People's Republic of China. It was my dream to hold it to begin with. So perhaps I will justify a war goal. Just take over this one and see what happens. It's not a great expense. We'll do it. Jake, boost popular support in neutral countries. There are very few neutral countries. Very, very few neutral countries. Although what I could do is find somebody nice and allied. Like, hey, I don't know, you there, British Raj. Maybe you're looking fairly neutral. I could start boosting my popularity with you. And then start a little coup, because one thing I have plenty of is infantry equipment. But I think I'll pass on that because, hey, I got bigger fish to fry. So apparently I have planes that have no idea what to do, so I'll tell them to come home. Still severely low on manpower, but that's nothing new for the Union of Red Dragons. We'll figure out what to do with that. Jake, do not fabricate on a puppet. You can't declare war on them. Huh, well, fancy that. Doesn't really matter what I declare on, or what reason I declare, rather. So they're probably going to bomb the hell out of me. But we'll figure out how to deal with this. We finally researched submarines. I need them more than I need convoys at this point. Don't know where I'll put my submarines. I guess I'm just going to stick them over here. So I'll just get rid of all these convoys. You know, at one point I probably had all these things to be making. I will just snip you down to one because I do want some convoys coming in. But for the most part I want submarines. I have no naval experience whatsoever. I just did something stupid, didn't I? You're meant to be convoys. You are meant to be the submarines. And you are something that I can research. How about more submarines? There was something else I wanted though, right? Probably this, so I can get even more out of my very few factories. Available planes and reserves is fine. Low manpower is the norm. Aye. We can work with this. Don't think I had anyone free down and around here. Oh, of course we can sail through this lovely neutral canal. Isn't that nice? Now what are you guys doing sitting around there? I'm going to have a big job for you. I just need to figure out what that job's going to be. Whilst I figure that out, I'm going to have you guys over there. Jake, if Ethiopia can beat Italy, you can beat the commies. Sure. Let's have a little look on the map, the difference between me and the commies. Me? The commies. Me? Commies. Commies include Germany, and Germany alone beat the original commies, so, that's all I can think about that. Now, they would join my faction if they weren't in the bloomin' Comintern already. I made you exist, and this is how you repay me. Oh well. We'll get it figured out yet. So we have you in position. I'm tempted to make you train, but I am still apparently low on mechanized. Which I'm building as fast as I can, but only one a day is not that... Okay, now here we go. 12 a day, that's more like it. Still, I would like to have you trained so you can actually fight half decently, but that's going to have to wait for another day. The point is, I'm going to want to take over China. They're a new nation. They don't have any units. They don't have any equipment for units. They're rump steak, and I am hungry. Also got to look at that. Their national unity is at 75%, and they have lots of lovely big cities for me to roll in and consume. Does mean I'm going to have to roll up to Beijing. But as long as I can do that, I think I'll be okay. So what I want is... well, what do I want? I want to be able to smash you from key points. Key points. Jake, if you get non-aggression pact with Germans, are they going to war versus you when you declare on the common turn? Most likely. Oh, actually, UK, non-aggression pact. Base reluctance and British opinion. Go figure. Why does no one like me? What did I ever do to the world? Would be nice to smack Saudi Arabia as well. They're completely non-aligned and I could just say, give me all of this. But there's no guarantee that they wouldn't join a faction the moment I smack down on them, so I think we should go for the original goal here. And that goal is to put the commies in their place. Yeah, I still would like some extra motorized, but that seems to be out of the question. We're filling up on our mechanized. We are eventually going to do something about the horrific lack of support equipment. I'll probably shift some factories from mechanized to support, so we can fill out those hospitals. Because 8 a day, yeah, it's going to take 150 days to get through all of that. And in fact, it makes me wonder why I even have these guys. I should just smack you over there and get rid of you. That's acceptable. Jake, beware of naval invasions from random miners. I know that's going to happen. But the idea is my trucks will be available to take care of that, and the only navy ports I have here are all around here, so I guess I should assign some units there. But that's why I'm getting all my units into play. They're all coming home. Some of them are on their way now. I'll get some inf arts over there. You guys aren't stuck, are you? Hurry up. Maybe Colombia / Venezuela. Well, Venezuela are fascist, Colombia are democratic, so no and no. Some guys over here though, Paraguay for example. But no, because neither we nor they are at war, they're not interested. There's going to be a lot of disinterest going on, but that's alright. Fighting against the world alone is nothing new for me nor Bhutan. We'll get this done and we'll get it done right. I'm scared though. I am very scared. So I have these 17 mechanized divisions. I have 24 inf arts, 28 of the soft touch. That does include you, who are permanently stationed on my capital, because if that falls, it's game over for me. In addition, we have 10 more inf arts coming across and another 12 in training. That is not going to be enough to defend against the Soviet Union, but I'm going to do the best I can. See, the problem for me is lack of manpower. If I had more manpower, I could throw all the guns I want onto these guys. I want paratroopers, but I'll get that once we're finished with special. Oh, would you look at that? Special forces are almost done. That'll give me a good bonus on researching paratroopers. China would capitulate, but he can only peace out when everyone else is dead. This is correct. It's also a point that I'm going to need a lot more of my soft touchers. Soft touch is its own problem, though. What's this? Looks like you're getting some units there.